Is DeMarcus Lawrence's time with the Dallas Cowboys coming to an end? The 32-year-old defensive end will become an unrestricted free agent this spring, and it seems he will play elsewhere in 2025. Indianapolis, the Cowboys could be on the verge of losing another long-tenured player. DeMarcus Lawrence, a 2014 second-round pick, will become an unrestricted free agent this spring. On the surface, it appears the 32-year-old will play for someone else in 2025. Cowboys officials plan on meeting with Lawrence's agent, David Cantor, this week during the NFL scouting combine to figure out his plans. However, the Cowboys have younger defensive ends Sam Williams and Marshawn Kneeland ready to start opposite Micah Parsons. Williams is coming off a torn ACL suffered in training camp, and Kneeland missed 5 games with a knee injury. Cowboys officials like the upside with both players. Kneeland in 11 games had 14 tackles and 3 quarterback hits. Also, Carl Lawson, a 7-year veteran, is a free agent, and the Cowboys could retain him with a 1-year deal. Last season, Lawson had 15 tackles, 5 sacks, and 15 quarterback hits. We'll have more discussions this week, Cowboys co-owner and COO Stephen Jones said. I don't want to get out in front or assume anything one way or the other with D-Law. He can speak to that. That's where we like to leave it, just as Zach spoke for himself when he was going to retire. We'll have the same respect for DeMarcus Lawrence. I'm not aware of anything right now, other than he's playing. Last week, Zach Martin, drafted in the first round of the same class as Lawrence, retired. Lawrence and Martin were the longest tenured players on the team. Quarterback Dak Prescott is currently the longest tenured player under contract. Prescott was drafted in 2016. Lawrence has played 11 seasons, 141 games, compiling 61.5 sacks, 97 tackles for loss, and 126 quarterback hits. He signed one of the largest contracts in franchise history in 2019, a 5-year, $105 million deal with $65 million in guarantees. And while Lawrence played out the contract, he didn't finish the 2024 season on the field. He played in just 4 games, suffering a foot injury in the third quarter of the season's 4th game. Lawrence intended to return, especially if the Cowboys were in playoff contention. But with the team out of reach for a postseason berth, it was best to keep him on injured reserve. Lawrence said during the season he wanted to return to show the team he'd fully recovered from his foot injury, but didn't get the chance. When the season ended, Lawrence had 3 sacks, 8 quarterback pressures, and 13 tackles. So he enters the free agent market looking for a new team, unless the Cowboys make him a contract offer that will keep him in Dallas. Joins a list of Cowboys free agents entering the market seeking raises. Defensive tackle Osa Odigizua, coming off his best season as a pro, enters free agency in March. Team officials have entered into contract talks with Odigizua that have been deemed positive. We're working with him right now, working with his agent, productive talks, and we'll see where we end up this week, Jones said. Jones wouldn't speculate if the club will place the franchise or transition tag on Odigizua. Whatever the Cowboys plan to do with their defensive line, change is apparent from whether a deal is worked out with Odigizua and the possible departure of Lawrence. For years, Lawrence was considered the Cowboys' best pass rusher and a strong run defender. When Parsons was drafted in the first round in 2021, it was a more than needed addition to the defense. Parsons is considered one of the best pass rushers in the NFL and is expected to get one of the largest contracts in franchise history. As for Lawrence, the desire to keep playing is strong, and while he's got a personal affinity for the Dallas-Fort Worth area, the business side of the NFL is leading him to play elsewhere.